thanks because you don't care about like me.
You will not believe what happened to Yve and Mohamed from 90 Day Fiance. From cheating on her to accusing her of DV, Mohamed really put her through a lot. But where is she now and what is Mohamed doing? Is he still in the US or was he finally deported? Well guys, here's the crazy update on what's been going on with Yve and Mohamed.
I want to have a wedding.
Your stuff, I don't care about it.
So the two of them are completely done without a doubt. I mean, earlier this year, they were actually going against each other in a DV civil case, and there's really no coming back from that from them. And Mohamed accused Yve of DV, but luckily the case has since been dismissed, and it was actually only dismissed a couple of months ago in February of 2023, and this must have been a huge relief for Yve. But what about Mohamed? I mean, since they're no longer together and the case got dismissed, does that mean that he got deported? Because a lot of people thought that he only accused Yve of DV as a last resort to be able to stay in the US, and that's obviously a very serious accusation. But either way, where is he now? Did he have to go back to Egypt? Well, it actually looks like he is still in the US, and worst yet, he was actually spotted working at Costco in New Mexico in early July, and based on his social media, we know that a couple of months ago he was definitely still in Albuquerque. So it looks like that's where he lives right now, and we all know Yve also lives in Albuquerque, so even though they're no longer together, they could still bump into each other every now and then. And although I really don't think they'll be rekindling their relationship, especially not after what happened, because Yve did get charged with DV and battery in August of last year, shortly after we all found out about Mohamed texting another woman, and the whole thing was honestly just really difficult to understand because obviously something like DV should always be taken very seriously, but there were some weird circumstances around this particular case. So for one, the timing just felt really off. I mean, some people have theorized that it might have actually happened because Yve was really upset by what Mohamed had done, but like I said, others thought that maybe Mohamed accused Yve as a last resort and as a way for him to be able to stay in the US since she was obviously going to leave him after finding out that he cheated on her, and Yve's manager spoke out in her defense, and according to the manager, Yve put together an all-woman dream team to deal with the allegations and shine a light on the truth, and the women also accused Mohamed of immigration fraud, which was obviously really serious as the rest of the case was, but like I said, it all ended well for Yve. According to the New Mexico court records, the charges were dismissed, so that part of Yve's life seems to be over for now. She's now free to focus on the things that really matter to her, like her son and her friends, and she's actually been hanging out with her son Theron a lot, and she's also been doing a lot of traveling, and you can tell that she's really been enjoying her life, and it seems like she can't stop posting about it. And there have been days when she shared multiple posts in just one day, and most of them always seem to be little updates about what's going on in her life, and they're often selfies or short clips from all of her trips or days out, so it's pretty clear that she's having a good time. And you know, recently Yve actually shared an update about Theron that was pretty promising too. It was his 14th birthday, and she decided to celebrate it on Instagram, and she pointed out that he'll be a freshman in high school soon, which she seemed really excited about. And although she did also wonder where the time went, Yve also wrote that Theron's health has been improving, and he'll apparently have a kidney checkup soon, but it's all looking good so far, and it was honestly a really positive, happy update, which I was super happy to see because Theron also went through a lot when Yve was with Mohamed. He was just a kid, so I definitely felt really bad for him, but it looks like he's thriving now, and hopefully it stays that way. And Yve also seems to have some pretty exciting business opportunities lined up because in December, she released her own soy candle, and she got really positive feedback on it, and the candle is actually still available on her website. But there's actually more to the story because Yve also announced that she has a skincare line coming soon, and on the website it said it will be an organic and natural skincare line without any harsh chemicals, and that does seem pretty on brand for Yve. So I hope that she'll actually, get to release it because she announced that she was working on this a while ago, so I'm not sure when this will actually be coming out, but hopefully it all works out for her because this seems like a really good thing for her. And other than working on her business, Yve has also been working on some creative things. Someone on Reddit recently spotted her in Albuquerque, and according to the post, Yve was at a venue and she actually performed at a poetry jam, and she performed under her real name and everything, and it must have taken a lot of courage courage for her to do that. So I really do think that she's in a good place right now, and she definitely deserves it because she went through so much with Mohamed even before all of those accusations and dodgy texts. I mean, he showed so many red flags throughout their relationship, from expecting her to do everything for him to telling her how to dress. It was a lot, and I'm glad she's been able to move on. And I've also seen theories going around about Yve possibly coming back for another season of the show. Now, obviously, she and Mohamed are done, so they wouldn't be featured together, but she could do the single life. And now that the charges against her have been dismissed, I feel like that could actually happen, and I think a lot of people would love to have her back. So I can see TLC offering her spot on the show, but who knows what might happen. And like I said, in general, Yve's been doing really well lately, but she did sadly suffer a heartbreaking loss not too long ago. At the end of June, she posted a really touching tribute to her friend and mentor, Diane, who we actually saw on the show last year, and she said that she would like to dedicate episode 16 of season 9 to Diane because Diane passed away in February, but she will forever be captured in that episode. And Yve said that the passing happened unexpectedly, and it's clear that it really affected her because she said that Diane was like a mother and a sister to her, and she was also a colleague and friend, and the two of them definitely bonded over being healers, and it's clear that they had an amazing and meaningful connection. And Yve wrote that she and Diane were similar in many ways, and that she's been having a hard time dealing with her friend's passing because Diane is irreplaceable. Now, according to Yve, she's the one who actually taught her all of these traditions that she was practicing, so it's clear that Diane had a huge impact on her and that Yve will miss her. But hopefully Yve can mourn Diane in peace and get some closure. This must be really difficult for her, but at least everything else seems to be going well in her life right now. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Are you happy that Yve seems to be doing well, and would you like to see her on the single life? And lastly, are you surprised that Mohamed is still in the US? Because honestly, when I heard that he was spotted working at Costco, I was shocked, to say the least. I cannot believe it. Very, very, very shocking. I don't know how he even got a job, let alone is still in the country, because most people on 90 Day Fiance that come to America before getting their green card cannot work. So I do not understand, unless he's getting paid under the table or what's going on. But it doesn't make much sense to me, but I would love to know what you guys think. So definitely let me know in the comments down below.